So, hey guys, Chauzu here. This is going to be my July tier list stream. The plan has always been to do these monthly, but yeah, it's fallen off last few months, so this is my attempt of returning to it. And yeah, going to advertise this a bit, let a few people join, and then we go to work. These streams are usually like an hour or so. In the end, it depends on how interested people are, basically. Okay, there we go. We'll see as people join. I haven't advertised this, which again, maybe not the best plan, but I like to be able to be spontaneous as well, so yeah. Starting next month, like by the time the next tier list stream will be, I'll be about to get back to work and stuff, so can try and get into the normal process of things, so to say. But yeah, for this stream, I'm thinking of looking over the 2024 legends so far, double check if there's something I disagree with myself about, for example. And then we'll go over to tier 10 as well, since, well, it's kind of important that at least tier 10 that I feel 100% confident in it, since it's obviously going to be the most controversial part of a tier list. And yeah, maybe tier 9, and yeah, anyone who wonders anything or have suggestions, just let me know. I'm also happy to talk about how the tier list works and such. So yeah. So this video we both have the tier list, but we also have my sheet, which looks like this. And let me post this in chat as well. I should be adding it to this video too, optimally. And yeah, this is the address. I'll add it to the stream description as well, I guess. And yeah, this sheet is where I give points. And we're basically going to look at starting the Annie Legends. Technical, they're not 2024, but still probably a pretty good place to start. And Roger Oda have 8 points in total. And if there's something you guys are thinking about, let me know. PvP point, I feel it's a bit weak. Still should have it, but I don't feel like Quick Slasher has been as good as we were hoping. I feel like Quick Driven is already the optimal quick team again, so Slasher was maybe not never at the top. I know some people have tried Quick Driven Slashers, but I am personally not a believer. So I'll keep that point for now. Treasure map point. Honestly, I have no idea why they got that. Trying to think myself why. And I guess it's the wave clear, but yeah. Will you really use them for that? I honestly... I can't imagine using them in Treasure Map personally. V1 Roger has a better wave clear and you can't run them together. So, yeah. Also, here I'm supposed to add changes, so been a few months since last time. July 2024. And then I put the legend is getting changed, and I do want to change Roger Odin there. Move them down in Treasure Map. I don't agree with myself there. Also add these here. Let's see if there's something else I disagree with myself. Super Boss, they can keep it, but as said, not sure long term about that. I'll keep PKA 2. Other modes is a Grand Party, I think. I don't feel like removing that yet, but yeah, Grand Party points are hard. I feel like the captain and special points are still relevant, but definitely no points for crewmate. You run them as captain or nothing. And I don't really like them, so no point from me. So yeah, removing that, they are dropping down. V2 Yamato. Eight points. And I feel like we can remove this PvP point now. I don't feel like they are meta at all in PvP. Treasure map. This one is a bit more understandable. The way Yamato work, Yamato can realistically be used. And even possibly get the special and swap ready. I'll keep that for now, but I'll probably remove it eventually, unless I change my opinion. Super Boss stays. PKA point, I feel like that's awfully generous, but yeah, Yamato has a lot as captain and a lot of unique damage, so I guess it's fine. That's for Grand Voyage Morgan, which is fair. And yeah, Captain Specialist like Roger, I think that's fine. You never run Yamato as a sub. Yeah, they're pretty similar in that regard. PvP. Sorosanji. And I can't imagine docking them a point. They're just too good. The question will be, do we add a point? And that's actually a very interesting question. Because things have actually changed with Sorosanji. Since we now have that Odin support, for example. And the Roger support. But that doesn't really help since you wave clear. But we do also have Super Swap reducing supports. Let me double check those in the DB. I've been thinking about this, but I haven't pulled them yet. I'm thinking about the law batch. The law Beppo batch. That was quite a while ago now. But yeah, we had John Bart. That's right. John Bart support. Can be put on Dex characters if you're afflicted by bind. You reduce the swap cooldown. So something like that could make it usable since you'll be able to swap the super swap. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to change it now. But it's pretty interesting with Zoro Sanji in Treasure Map. But yeah, I won't change anything for now. V4 Ace. I don't think I changed anything here either. Really good unit. Really cool with the free-to-play legend, even if the concept is probably a bit flawed. V13 Luffy is Trash Map Luffy legend, the Bath Luffy. No PvP point. Trash Map, obvious, is Trash Map legend. Super Boss could be used. Main issue is that Luffy is a rainbow orb manipulator. Doesn't work well in Super Boss. Potentially good in PK, even if I haven't used him. He has the double special and everything. Can be used for Grand Voyage Buggy. Captain is fine, I think, especially together with the Super. The special isn't anything special. Crewmate viability. Yeah, like he is not a bad sub, but like it's also a bit like if you don't get a point for the special, you can't get a point for crewmate unless you have other stuff like a good swap or a good tandem or a good final tap. Luffy doesn't really have that. So yeah, I feel good about that assessment. Lilith hasn't seen use a lot really. Should Lilith really get a captain point? Not sure if I agree with that. Lilith, speedrun captain, potential end of turn damage. The super is hard to get. Yeah, I have no idea why I gave her a captain point. I don't feel like that's justifiable at all. So we're going to drop that from Lilith. Special. Is the special that good? Like, it's unique? I feel like some assessments are like hype based. But is she still good enough for that? Lilith special. Does have some utility as well. Yeah, I think we can keep it for now, even if I don't feel like it's the strongest point. And yeah, she can be a sub, she's pretty unique, yeah. That's fair. Lilith. Captain. Bonnie. V3. So that's the int one, really strong. Hasn't really been used in PvP. Treasure Map. She's actually seen using Treasure Map, so I'm actually going to use her there. She is pretty good for that mode. She adds so much damage as captain. Yeah, like I've used her at least as captain Treasure Map, and that's also after she was boosted, so I feel like that's fair. Definitely a point in Super Boss, PKA also. Other modes, not really good in anything else. Yeah, good captain, good special, can also be used as a sub, very unique. I like her, so that's fair. 1, 2. Oh, is this not updated? Did I miss something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should be 8. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's not starting on... oh. Let me just do it myself then. I don't really understand how this works. Okay, that's the one. Thank you. And now it's still 7. Did it change it? Very strange. Anyway, point for Bonnie. I think that's fair. And a Blackbeard. Don't feel like he's aged super well, but it's not like I gave him a ton of points to begin with. PP is fair, no treasure map is fair. Superboss is fair. PKA is fair, but I feel like he's pretty hard to use in PKA too. Other modes, like... one thing I haven't really decided moving forward is how to do with co-op. Like, you could put co-op here, and technically I've used him for Shopperman missions for co-op. But yeah, this is one of those things where I want some of the chat to weigh in, basically. But not that many people around, so I think we'll save that for the future. Captain is fine. Special. Let's see why I didn't give the special any points. Yeah, I think I thought it was a bit too convoluted and doesn't have any utility really. And you're also forced to be captain basically most of the time. Also, why he doesn't get a crewmate point, but I think that's fair. At the same time, his special is a big reason why you even use him. So basically, if you use him, it's because he can be captain and you can set up his special. If any of those fail, you're not using him at all. So I guess it's fair then, because he's hard to use. Burgess. Yeah, Burgess has a bit more utility as well. Doesn't need as much support as Blackbeard, even if you do want to set up the conditions to get the 3-turn attack boost usually. I think I'm not touching him either. S-Hawk, PvP, his special, which is pretty cool. Pretty viable crewmates. Might be a bit too much, but not feeling like changing that. Crossskull is interesting though. I feel like I undervalued them, probably out of saltiness. PvP point is fair for sure, great in PvP. We also have a treasure map point. And yeah, like, they aren't a permanent treasure map legend. They debuted on treasure map, but they still aren't. But even if they were, it's not like I feel like they should get a point almost, because they are so... take so much time to use. Superboss is cool, probably even more since the unique ability of them works like increased damage taken, which I wasn't aware of before. But they already got a point. They're definitely getting a point for PKA since I made use of them in PKA. Other modes, They can't really be used in anything. But yeah, I do want to reconsider their special though. Let me check out Cross Guild. It's pretty annoying to set up, but it does have its merits. Like when I use them in PKA, for example, I use them stage 3, get some extra damage. I can use them stage 2 to help and get damage, stage 5 to help, get extra damage. And like when you transition stages, they aren't that hard to deal with. So I think I will take the L here actually and give them a point for special and a point for crewmate. So they go up a lot, but I do feel like I undervalued them. So what did I get in points? And I get extra points in PKA, also for their special and for their crewmate. So not often I give that much extra points, but yeah, let's just say my judgment was clouded, and I've used them quite a bit after pulling them. Hello there, Syed. Happy for someone else to join in as well. And yeah, I have a bit hard time thinking about how to think about co-op. I think we'll deal with that once I have more people around and we can talk about it sometime. Because we have to decide what do you get points for in co-op. Is it because you're on a meta grind team, or is it because you've been good on a shopperman mission, etc.? So we'll have that discussion in the future, I think. Toby Roppo hasn't seen like any use. I think I'll keep with that. Toffee Sugar got quite a few points, but I still don't have them. And I feel like if I don't have them, it's hard to reevaluate it. But I do remember them being very good, but I haven't had a reason to use them, but at the same time, hard to find a reason to use them if you don't own them. Moya Perona has proven to be a bit better than I thought, but does that translate in more points? Like, they were pretty good in the latest PKA. I know some used them, so I guess we can give them a point for that, since I know they were used on a team and I know they were good final stage there. So I think that's fair. Ash Shark, I honestly want to remove that PvP point, but we'll keep it. I don't rate him at all personally. Atlas, honestly, been pretty dead since release. I do think Atlas is better than Lilith though, for sure. Utility and captain and all of that, so yeah, I won't change anything there. Vegapunk, the question is, do we change anything here? I gave Vegapunk a ton of points, and do I disagree with myself in anything? It's a bit weird, since there were some things I didn't understand about Vegapunk when I gave him points. One of them is the fact that if you don't have a monocerebral team, you literally don't have an attack boost. And it feels like that should affect the viability, but like that will affect the captain ability, and the captain ability is still bonkers, so it deserves a point. Special deserves a point. The question is like crewmate viability, but that's like there's nothing stopping him being a good crewmate basically, so can't remove that. He's unique, I like him, and the main thing here is like PvP, but I feel like it's a bit too early to remove that, so let's keep him, I guess. Law Beppo, 5 points. don't have them either, so it's hard to change anything. Same with Kid Killer, don't have either of them. Any legends? Honestly, don't think there's anything here I want to change. Yeah, no, I didn't give Luffy a point. I have used him, but it's because he's been boosted. Like, it's pretty funny since I've ended up using him as a crewmate. But it's not really... Like, for last PK, for example, when I used a team with Luffy, it was because it was a Luffy unit that could give an attack boost from Momo support. And that was literally it. He didn't really help much except for removing binds, so... I don't feel like changing that, to be honest, maybe in the future. I do feel like this Luffy has aged better so far than I thought. Shanks has... Like, the thing with Shanks is that the nerf of Tesoro ship is going to hit Shanks really hard. That was a great that was a great ship for Shanks with his secondary effects. Now it's a bit harder to make use of that, which is a big shame, of course. But not really something that changes points, I'd say. Ace, we're going to look at the 10 pointers in a bit. Don't feel like anything has changed there. Will any Luffy be good for the new Law evolution as crewmates? 6+ Law. Well, that the attack boost from Luffy doesn't boost Law, and that Law should be a sub himself. Honestly, I don't see myself using Luffy as crewmate realistically. Like, as a captain, you get a lot more value since you can get the attack boost for 3 turns, for example, since he extends them. You have a really good super, even if it's hard to get. But yeah, he's a bit iffy. I'm a bit biased with this Luffy since I think he won't age that well, since he's a Luffy legend. They never age well. And it's also a Luffy unit reliant on Straw Hats. And he only boosts Int Fighter Powerhouse. There's not a lot of Straw Hats who have those feats, so pretty hard to build long term as well. See, I don't think we change anything. V2 Roger hasn't got anything in PvP. I know some have used him there, but I'm not a believer myself. Stand by the treasure map, he's a bit too slow. Snake points, not gonna change them. I feel good about my verdict on them. Then we have the Any units, Straw Hat Any units. They're a bit too new, so I'm not gonna review them yet, I think. But we could add the Frankie. Which Frankie is this? It's V2 Frankie, right? So we rename him. And then this is V2 Frankie, the 10th Annie. So we can take a look at him here. Not sure if I'm going to make a video on him, but I remember my first impression was positive on Frankie, so we can take a look. He's a Dex powerhouse shooter, which I don't mind. -2 CD, 5.5 times attack. 1.5 times HP. Recover tandem matching slot effects. Crew cannot be blown away by attack, which is cool. If crew uses a special to boost type effects, just extend it for 1 turn, which is nice. That's kind of like Annie Shanks. For any character on the crew with Barrier Pierce as a potential ability and meets the requirement for it to activate, you reduce death up by 2 turns from landing a perfect, which is really cool. That's the same as Raizo Shinobu. No, it's Kiko Iso, but isn't those pretty similar? No, not Kiko Iso, I mean Iso. Very cool ability as well. So cool captain ability. Both speed run, good numbers, you have some utility in resisting blow away. You're able to remove death up with hitting perfects. I'm all for it. And then the special, you reduce CD by 1 turn. Reduce damage reduction and threshold by 4 turns. Reduce spine chip ability by 7 turns. 2.75 times Call Affinity for 2 turns. 3 as captain. You get end of turn damage for 5 turns, so that also helps with resilience. Apply resistance to enemies for 1 turn. So it's a bit of a shame that the utility is only 4 turns, but still there are supports to help. We also have the potential ability is Super Tandem. And when the Super Tandem procs, you remove death up by 3 turns, so pretty good synergy. Bad Super Tandem though, since it needs 3 units to activate, as actual garbage. And the Super also helps with reducing damage reduction and threshold by 2 turns. And you also have a way to get the special back as well. So either you can try and remove a ton of these on one stage, or you split it up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this Frankie, especially for Treasure Map. He's going to be a great Treasure Map unit to have, since he can help you both, like against bosses, he can help you stage 2, stage 3, and the stuff he does is legit valuable. So yeah, what about PvP then? It looks like he will be meta on shooters, so I guess we'll put him a point for now. Can do damage through death, which is also valuable. Definitely the Treasure Map point. Super Boss. His classes are not that great. I'm not ruling it out, but we'll skip it for now. Definitely PKA points. He's definitely going to help with Grand Voyage Kuros. We'll give him a point for that. Captain, point for sure. Also the special. We skip crewmate, I think. You're using this Frankie as captain and nothing else. Is he unique? Since he can help you remove stuff on 2 stages, maybe. Well, since he can help you with death up, threshold, and damage reduction on several stages, sure. And yeah, I like him, so he gets my point too, so... Wow. That's high points for Frankie, but... As I said, I rate him. I think he's great. So that's my initial impression. We'll see if I change it later. But yeah, that's how I view Frankie from first impression. It feels bad to not be pulling for him, but I'm definitely getting him down the line. He's really, really good. A lot better than the Usopp we got last Treasure Map, that's for sure. With that, I was thinking we'd look at the top 10 at least. not very active now, so I think we'll keep this stream short. This is one of those streams where if there's a lot of activity, I don't mind to keep going, but yeah, if there's not a lot of interest, we'll not overstay our welcome, but we'll look at the top, the 10 pointers here. We already looked at Ace. I'm not changing him, but the question is, do we change any of the others? And if you're wondering about the order, it's not order of viability. The internal order within the ranking is in appearance order. So for the 10 pointers, Weetrick here debuted first, then we got Uta, then Sabo, then Gear 5 Luffy, etc. So yeah, let's take a look at them. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. 7 left to look at. And yeah, I know a lot of people are annoyed at Kid, and I think the time might have come to change his points a bit. But I'm only changing it if I feel like it's justified. I won't change it because people keep nagging me about it, if that makes sense. So here we have Kid. PvP points. I hate him in PvP, but I don't think you can deny he's still used on int teams. Not sure how long he'll keep this point though. I also don't think he's meta on like the new Luffy teams and such. But I still feel like he's good enough to get a point. Treasure map. I need to get Kid up here. Take a look at him in the DB. Because Kid is not bad in treasure map. He's not bad. Super good speedrun captain. He has a super that can wave clear. And then you have the special that can guarantee orbs. So like I don't dislike him at all. Can even do an attack boost final stage. Handle orbs. You can use law to also get an orb boost. Super boss. And he's also a pretty good accessible super boss option on in teams. You get a good damage buff. You get the guaranteed tandem orbs. You have a accessible super tandem that's pretty decent. So I think we keep it. But one point we can remove is PKA. I don't think he really fits in the modern PKA climate. There's like not having utility is not good enough. Other modes is pretty good versus Grandma Yacht Luffy, the easiest one, but it is what it is. Captain, well, this will be interesting to look at. Kid, -3 CD, 5.25 times Captain for Striker and Driven. And then the Super, which reduces CD a bit more, but yeah, I can't really claim he's a meta captain anymore. So we remove that. And the special, no utility. The damage is not optimal anymore. And Tandem Orb Perfect Lock is nice. But I don't think it's nice enough to get that many points, to be honest. So it's pretty sad. The Pat Kid dropped quite a lot after these changes. 6 points now from 10. But yeah, it is what it is. PKA, Captain, Special. And yeah, all of the point losses in general are just power creep. Kid is not good enough anymore to justify getting the points he got, so he will drop. The next one on the list is 6 plus Uta. Perfect point. PvP point is kinda sus, but like if you do a shooter team, Uta is on the team. The issue is that shooter kind of sucks. But like if you ever see one on defense, it has an Uta. Like that's enough to get a point in PvP. Treasure map, not much to say there. Uta definitely gets used. I feel like V1 Uta OGs is more used in treasure map, but yeah. Super Boss, don't think there's much to say there. Same with PKA. This Uta is also pretty good in... What Grand Voyage is she good in? I have no idea where these points come from. She's not usable in any Grand Voyage. And I don't think she's good enough in Rampart, at least not anymore. So yeah, I guess it's a shame, but we got to dock this point. I have no idea why she has that. But yeah, I don't feel like we can dock anything else. We had a discussion before in chat about the uniqueness point, but yeah, like these two are the same, but we still agree that they both keep it instead of both losing it. Like, Uta can be a crewmate, it's just that she's got such a good captain, so you usually just run her as captain. Okay, another one dropping. Other modes point lost. So we lost 2 of our 10 pointers. Next up is Sabo. And yeah, to anyone watching, after I go through these 10 pointers, I probably end stream. But if there's any unit here, or any legend you want me to take a look at, just let me know and we'll do that as well. Sabo. There is. A perfect 10 points. PvP point is Fear. He's on any quick free spirit defense you see, and that's pretty common defense in my opinion. Treasure map point, like I feel like I've used him several times in treasure map, even when not boosted, so Super Boss I think is Fear. PKA, he's seen a lot of use in PKA. Other modes. Yeah, Grand Voyage Buggy. The one I'm interested in is the Captain ability. Should really get a point for Captain. Let's double check it. I know he has auto launch, which I'm a big fan of myself. I think it's good enough. Like the way is that this Sabo has a great special, and you can easily set it up that you auto launch him on like final stage to remove special bind or something. Use his special on another stage to help, and you get a really good special twice. And as a captain, you also have a good super that gives 2.5 times call affinity for extra damage. So like, I think it's close. I don't think Sabo will keep this point throughout 2024, but I don't feel like it's a good time to remove it. Special, obviously good. Amazing crewmate, very unique. I love him. Yeah, we won't change Sabo just yet. Oh, I forgot to show the tier list picture. I was looking at Sabo here, not going to change anything. Next up is Gear 5 Luffy. There's the 6+ Luffy. One might wonder why the 6 plus is 10 points and the 6 star is 8. But it's basically because 6 star Luffy is outclassed in PvP. That's it basically. You'd never run normal 6 star in PvP. I gave a point in other modes, which is for the Grand Voyage. But yeah, this Luffy kind of sucks as sub since he can't be gear 5 as sub. Probably one of his biggest weaknesses. So you only get like color affinity when using his special. So yeah, bad value as a sub. While Luffy, I feel like he's the worst unit in general, the 6 plus, but he excels in everything. So he gets points in everything. And what point will we remove? PvP? No. Trash map? No. No. It will be this maybe, but he's still seen using PKA. Not his best mode though. Other mode point is for Grand Party, of course. Captain, not much to complain about. Not with special either. Crewmate. It's one of those. He can be crewmate, but you never use him as crewmate since he's such a good captain. But yeah, he doesn't lose anything as a crewmate, basically. Very unique. And begrudgingly, I do like him a lot as a unit, so yeah. Not changing anything with Luffy. Then we have the V2 Red Luffy, which was a pretty recent buff to 10 points. Will I remove any point here? PvP, no. Treasure map. We can think about treasure map for a bit. Let me check Luffy again. Speedrun Captain is helpful for treasure map. Paralysis resist is nice. He does a lot with his special. His super can let you avoid some orb debuff stuff. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep him. Super Boss also fine. PK fine. Grand Voyage Alvida fine. Obviously good captain. Can use him twice easily. Special is legit good. Nothing stopping you from using him as sub, even if he's not as good as a sub. Yeah, we'll keep him for now. Good enough for sure. Nami Karina should definitely be double checked. Nami Karina. And I think the point we want to double check here mainly is her captain. This is something I want to do a poll with if we had more people around in the future. Obviously not a good captain, but you use them anytime you want to dupe. So I don't think we change that now either. I'll definitely want to do a poll with that if we're a lot more people around. So I think we keep Nami the same. Obviously one of the best legends and not really bad in anything. Last one is V2 Uta. And yeah. I don't think there's anything I want to change here. Does he use in PvP? Isn't this the Uta that is always used in PvP? Does quick Uta really get use? I need to talk about this with people who know PvP better. Trash map points. It's a bit iffy to be honest. But like if the other just can get a point for it, this one can too. So I'm not going to change it right now, but this is a bit iffy as well. Super Boss is easy. PK as well, I've used it tons of times. Other modes is iffy, but I did prove she is one of the better GP leaders. But I don't think she'll keep this point for long. Captain is easy point. Special also amazing. Better crewmate than the other Utas, since you can move her up to captain if needed. Very unique. I love her. So yeah. Amazing. Normal legend. So yeah. With that, I've looked at what I wanted to do. We will not have a lot of people talking, so I'm not going to continue despite the lack of interest. Maybe it picks up, like it's in the middle of the summer and I've not been streaming a lot. It's actually starting to rain now, so I have to actually get in a lot of the pillows and such from outside. So I'll rush and do that, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.